Zuma not your puppet, not your prophet, he's your mirror. They told him choose a side, he said I choose truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Summer Sambit is back with a video that will shake the political establishment to its core. Hit that subscribe button before the EFF disrupts your YouTube too. Because what I am about to expose will show you exactly how Julius Malema's Red Berets have turned our parliament into a WWE wrestling ring, and you are paying for every single chair they have thrown. If you don't understand the astronomical cost of these political tantrums, you'll keep wondering why your taxes are covered for chaos instead of governance. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk about the most expensive temper tantrums in South African history. Since 2014, the EFF has turned parliament into their personal boxing ring. And every single fight has cost South African taxpayers millions in lost productivity, security costs, legal fees, and parliamentary time. While you're busy struggling to afford groceries with a 5,442 Rand food basket, Julius Malema and his Red Berets are busy making parliament non-functional with theatrical disruptions that leave everybody with nothing except their own egos. Fight number one, the 2014 Zuma disruption, which was the birth of parliamentary chaos. Let me take you back to where it all started. In 2014, just months before entering parliament, the EFF turned their first State of the Nation address into a political gladiator arena. They demanded that President Jacob Zuma answer questions about Nkandla, and when the speaker tried to maintain order, boy oh boy did all hell break loose.
At arms, please assist me with relieving the members who are in this house who are not serious about this sitting to take their leave.
We are raising a point of order.
You're not
I am not allowing
That's what we are.
allowing
There's
you.
no member of parliament is a public.
Honorable members,
want the man
leave
from
the
Ghana.
house.
No, all we are
Speaker,
asking
we leave the house.
bring back the money. Why are we getting thrown out?
That money, Nkandla money must be paid. You can't hide behind presidency.
Honorable members, I'm calling the security. I'm suspending the house for a few minutes for these honorable members to leave.
1 hour money. We want
The
money.
house is
Pay
suspended
back
for
our
3
money.
minutes. Go.
1 hour money. 1 hour money. One hour money. Date and time.
The EFF was facing a 2-week suspension after getting into a shouting match with members of the ruling ANC party. Security guards had to physically remove Red Berets from the chamber while they chanted and disrupted proceedings. The cost? Well, parliamentary sessions were delayed, security deployment, legal proceedings, and the complete breakdown of democratic decorum. Estimated costs, 8 to 10 million Rand in lost parliamentary time and additional security measures. Fight number two, the August 2014 Pay the money revolt.
You won't remove us. We're not going anywhere.
Pay back the money. Pay back the money. Pay back.
This wasn't just a disruption, this was psychological war. warfare. I'm sure you're having PTSD from me singing, "Pay back the money, pay back the money," regarding Zuma's Nkandla upgrades, turning parliament into a protest rally instead of a legislative chamber. The August Victorian building, constructed in 1884, was brought to a complete halt as the speaker was unable to bring an end to the demonstration on the floor of the chamber. Think about the symbolism here. A building that survived apartheid, wars, and political transitions was held hostage by political theater. The cost? Multiple sessions disrupted, emergency security protocols activated, media circus management, and international embarrassment. So estimated cost, 12 to 15 million rand. Fight number 3, the 2015 to 2017 systematic harassment campaign. The Red Berets taught other opposition parties the value of resisting rather than debating President Jacob Zuma.
Honorable Malema, you are the one who's not prepared to go. I hope this gentleman will
You can kill me, it's fine, kill me. Just kill me, there's no problem, kill me.
We see honorable members using their heads to harm others.
But at what cost? Between 2015 and 2017, the EFF turned every major parliamentary session into a battleground. And you all remember it. I know. Every time Zuma stood to speak, chaos erupted. Remember that? Every State of the Nation address became a security nightmare. You were even scared to watch the TV because you knew there was going to be chaos. Every important vote was delayed by disruptions. Parliament became Jacob Zuma's worst nightmare, always having his head down like this. But it also became a taxpayer's worst investment. Not for me, I was grade 6. The cost? Hundreds of hours of lost legislative time, permanent security upgrades, specialized training for parliamentary protection services. Estimated cost? 25 to 30 million rand over 3 years. Fight number 4, the 2019 State of the Nation address violence that shocked the nation. The Red Berets were involved in a number of scuffles in the National Assembly, with the 2019 State of the Nation incident being particularly violent. This wasn't just political theater, this was physical confrontation in the highest legislative body in the land. Security had to be called in, members were physically removed, and the entire constitutional process was derailed by grown adults having fistfights in suits. The international media had a field day showing the world that South Africa's democracy was descending into chaos. The cost? Well, let's see. Emergency medical services, enhanced security protocols, international reputation damage, delayed legislative agenda. Estimated cost? That means it's 15 to about 18 million rand. Fight number 5, the 2023 State of the Nation stage invasion.
You asked Mr. Ramaphosa to sit down first. I'm standing. No, when a point of order is called, Speaker, the Speaker must sit down. You can't have two speakers standing at the same time. Please follow the procedure.
Honorable Malema.
I'm rising on Joint Rules 14S. And we can't both stand, Speaker.
I will order the President to sit down if I feel it is necessary for him to do so.
That's not how it works. Honorable Speaker, I think we are, as honorable members, violating the joint rules of this House by allowing Mr. Ramaphosa to speak here because he has taken this parliament to court. And by taking this parliament to court, he has passed a motion of no confidence on this parliament. And he can't have his cake and still eat it because until the court has resolved on the dispute between us as parliament and him, he's got no leg to stand before us as a legitimate body to address us. And therefore, I ask that the Speaker should actually declare this meeting closed because he had no right even to convene us to come here. How can he convene the people that he has taken to court? And in that court, Speaker, you are the first respondent. Effectively, he has taken you to court. And that if he wins this case, it means that this body has acted unlawfully against him. We have a matter with him before court, and the right thing to do will be that we should allow the court to make a ruling before we can interface in the manner we're doing. Because the president has declared a motion of no confidence against his own parliament, something that has never happened.
Thank you.
President Mbeki can confirm that since 1994, we have seen this mess with what is before us now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Malema. I said this session is convened in terms of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, read together with Rule 7. And this has been called in order to discuss one item, in fact, not a discussion, for the President to provide us with his program of action of government, and therefore he will be allowed to proceed and deliver the State of the Nation address. This session has not been convened to discuss any other matter other than the one which I have just stipulated. Allow us, Honorable Malema, to allow the President to present his State of the Nation address. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Malema. I also would not want us to have a dialogue, Honorable members. Yes.
With due respect, Honorable Speaker, you cannot say that this event is called only to perform one item only. If that was the case, the joint rules were not going to allow the point of orders. Though the founders of this parliament knew that there might be a necessity, even when we are convened in this manner, for members of parliament to raise issues that are damaging the image of this institution. And I've raised that matter, and I would like you to consider it and not just dismiss it on the basis that we are here to listen to one item only. The rules were not going to provide for point of orders if we are only subjected to listen to one item. And therefore, I think the Speaker is out of order in that regard.
Thank you very much, Honorable Malema. Honorable Malema and honorable members, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, stopping the President from addressing the House. In terms of Section 34, everyone, any one of us here has a right to access the courts of the Republic of South Africa. I now, please, honorable members, invite the President to deliver the state of... It is in our interest for us to listen to the State of the Nation address, honorable members. Honorable Shivambo, Honorable Malema, Honorable Mente, Honorable Mawutwe, Honorable Dlamini, Honorable Ndlozi. I don't need to be assisted to chair, please. Diekeni, let me deal with my mess right now. It's mine. Leave me to deal with it. Honorables, the ones I've just called now, you can leave the house. Now. Sergeant and arms, leave the house. Point of order. And stop screaming at us. Lower that hand. Orupume, thank you. I now suspend the proceedings. Security services, you may intervene. Security services of the Republic of South Africa, you now come into the chamber and remove the members. The business is suspended for the next 10 minutes. Honorable members,
the biggest humiliation, because here is where the EFF reached peak insanity. On February 9th, 2023, the MPs rushed to the podium where President Cyril Ramaphosa was to deliver his State of the Nation address. They didn't just heckle from their seats, they physically invaded the stage. And I know you saw that footage. 6 EFF members, including Julius Malema himself, ignored the ruling of the Speaker of the NA to leave the chamber. Instead of leaving, the members stood up, crossed the floor, and jumped on the stage at the Cape Town City Hall where President Cyril Ramaphosa was to deliver the address. The Western Cape High Court later found that the EFF had no right to reject the authority of parliamentary rules nor disrupt parliamentary proceedings. But the damage was done. The cost? Let's see. Venue damage and change to the Cape Town City Hall, massive security operation, legal proceedings, international embarrassment once again. Estimated cost 20 to 25 million rand. I hope you're adding up as I'm adding these fights. Fight number 6, the 2024 suspension saga, where their actions actually made consequences. The Powers and Privileges Committee sanctioned the 6 EFF members who were found guilty of contravening the Powers, the Privileges and Immunities Act. The sanctions included docking 1 month's salary for each member, formal reprimanding, and suspension for the whole month of February 2024. But did the EFF accept consequences like adults? Of course not. They landed multiple court challenges demanding to reveal their pay slips, school fee accounts, and personal expenses to the Western Cape High Court in an attempt to overturn the suspensions instead. Julius Malema and five party MPs faced suspensions preventing their attendance at the State of the Nation address and some salary deductions, claiming that without alternative income sources, the financial losses were significant. The irony is that they were worried about their own financial losses while costing taxpayers millions. And because of that, speaking of millions, let me tell you the cost of that entire saga. Multiple court cases, legal fees, and administrative costs of suspension proceedings delayed parliamentary business. Estimated cost, 10 to 12 million rand. Here are the hidden costs no one even talks about. I've talked about those ones, now I'm going to talk about more. Because beyond these 6 major fights, let's talk about the more hidden costs that no one calculates. Lost legislative time. Every disruption means important bills are delayed, crucial votes are postponed, which means more money that comes from you is spent because the government has to grind to a halt. Parliament operates on taxpayer money, by the way. So every wasted hour costs you thousands. In case you didn't know, because they don't teach us about tax at school. Security infrastructure. Parliament has had to invest in enhanced security systems, additional personnel, emergency protocols, and specialized training specifically to deal with EFF disruptions. Legal proceedings. The EFF launches court challenge after court challenge after court challenge, and they lose all of them, forcing Parliament to spend millions on legal defense. Even when they lose, which they usually do, taxpayers pay for both sides. You're the one whose pocket is being emptied here, not them. Don't forget the international reputational damage. Foreign investors watch our parliament and see chaos instead of stability. Every disruption makes South Africa look like a failed state, affecting our credit ratings and investment attractiveness. What happened to the Rainbow Nation? Administrative overhead as well. You've got special committees, disciplinary hearings, suspension proceedings, and damage control, which all require staff time, resources, and money from you. From who? From you. And when you add up all the direct costs I have given you in this video, even the hidden expenses and the long-term damage, the EFF's 6 major parliamentary fights have cost South African taxpayers an estimated 100+ million rand over the past decade. That's 100 million rand that could have gone to schools, hospitals, infrastructure, job creation instead. Instead, it's been spent managing Julius Malema's political tantrums like a big baby. This is democratic damage at the highest level, because the financial cost is just the beginning. The EFF has systematically destroyed the dignity and functionality of our democratic institutions as well. I mean, they normalized violence. It's normal now to see Ramaphosa addressing the nation and then someone wearing red just jumps onto the stage, and then all those security guards wearing white shirts charge at him and tackle him down, and then there's chaos again, and then you see Paul Kruger up there doing this, before he passed away, you saw him doing this. Like, that's normal now, because other parties now think disruption is acceptable political strategy. It's not. We have a constitutional crisis. The rule of law in parliament has been weakened beyond repair because of this. Not to forget the international embarrassment factor this has brought to all of us, not only Malema and the EFF. Every major EFF disruption makes international headlines, showing the world that South Africa's democracy is unstable, chaotic, and wastes a lot of money. Foreign investors, trading partners, and diplomatic allies watch our parliament and see a circus instead of a government. This reputation damage affects foreign direct investment decisions, credit rating assessments. It affects international trade relationships. It also affects diplomatic standing globally. It also affects tourism and business confidence. The youth is being indoctrinated throughout all this, because perhaps the most damaging is what these disruptions teach our young South Africans about democracy. When our third largest party treats parliament like a playground, what message does that send about? Respecting institutions, following rules and procedures, resolving conflicts through dialogue, taking democracy seriously, building rather than destroying. Does it teach them any of that? Or does it teach them the complete opposite? You tell me. But besides all of that, here's what should outrage every South African, even if you're not South African. You're paying for this chaos. Every rand you pay in taxes partially funds EFF salaries. Even when they're disrupting parliament, they get paid to do that. It's crazy. Security to protect them while they cause chaos. Legal proceedings when they challenge their punishments. Administrative costs of managing their disruptions. Infrastructure damage from their theatrics. You pay for all of that. They don't spend a cent. All they have to do is just start fights and you pay for it. Imagine if parliament actually worked, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine if those 100 million plus rand had been spent on processing legislation efficiently, conducting proper oversight of government, engaging in meaningful policy debates, not starting fights, building democratic institutions, serving the people who elected them. Just imagine if parliament actually worked like that. But instead, we funded a decade-long political reality TV show starring Julius Malema. Pay back the money. Here's the bottom line truth. The EFF's 6 major parliamentary fights represent more than just disruptions. They represent a systematic assault on South African democracy funded by taxpayers who can least afford it. While you're busy choosing between groceries and electricity, even though you're still going to have load shedding, your taxes are paying for Julius Malema's theatrical performances. While you're busy struggling to make ends meet and wondering what your kids are going to eat today, your money is funding legal battles over politicians' right to disrupt the very institution that was meant to serve you. The 100 million plus rand cost of EFF disruptions isn't just about money, guys. It's about priorities. Every single rand that was spent managing political tantrums is a rand not spent on education, healthcare, infrastructure, or job creation. You get what I mean? That is so much money wasted and so much morality gone as well. This madness has to stop. Taxpayers deserve better than funding a political circus. Citizens deserve a parliament that works for them, not against them. The EFF has had a decade to prove that they can participate constructively in democracy. Instead, they have proven that they are more interested in destruction than construction, more focused on theater than governance, and more committed to chaos than progress. Tell me if I'm telling lies. And if you know I'm not telling lies, subscribe right now. If you're tired of paying for political tantrums, and share this expose with every South African who deserves to know where their tax money really goes. It's time to demand that our representatives represent us, not embarrass us. It's time to insist that our parliament functions as a legislator, not a wrestling ring. It's time to stop funding the EFF's expensive political theater with money that should have been building our country's future and still should be building our country's future, guys. We cannot be shutting down whole hospitals like Kempton Park knowing we're funding fights in parliament. You're not getting government if that's the case. You're getting scammed by political entertainers.
He speaks for all, not but not small. The Zuma standing tall, not black, not white, but logic's flame burning in truth, not chasing fame. From Cassie lanes to marble halls, his voice breaks down the silent walls. He speaks for all, no fear, no fall. The brave, the broken, he speaks for all. He ain't about